Dream has always held a gentle admiration for George, but when their nuanced friendship trickles into his sleeping mind, he awakens to a new world of conflicting emotions and longing. Lost in the middle of a heat wave, he continuously listens to a song that works itself into the very core of his heartache. Floridian nights, unsent messages, spiraling infatuation, and terrible, terrible weather. That's the summary of Heat Waves, written by TBH You're Lame, Dakota. Heat Waves is a fanfiction that focuses on the Dream Not Found ship. In short, it's about sexy dreams causing conscious panic, but in long, well. Dream is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer well known for his ugly merchandise and Minecraft content, especially the SMP, survival multiplayer server named after him. Over the course of last year, Dream became exponentially popular, now with over 16 million subscribers, bringing up everyone else who is in his SMP along with him. And I could also talk about his stans, considering that they've had quite a big impact on everything, but they're a nightmare and talking about them seems terrifying, so I will be avoiding it at all costs. Besides definitely not faking his speedruns, another thing that Dream's fandom really likes to think that he likes is boys, including but not limited to George Not Found, another Minecraft YouTuber whose notable traits include being British and having awful taste in sunglasses. These two have such a nice dynamic apparently that writers like Dakota and many others like to think, hey, maybe they're kissing when they aren't streaming, and hey, maybe they're having e-sex. You know, fan behavior. On a base level, that's sort of what the Dream Not Found ship is, along with the concept of ships in general, just appreciating how two or more characters interact in a piece of media, leading people to enjoy entertaining hypotheticals like, oh, they should kiss, or oh, what if they're dating, etc. Notice how I said characters. Most of the time, ships consist of fictional characters from works of fiction, not YouTubers. We're going to get back to that. The first chapter of Heat Waves was published on September 20th of 2020. At the time of writing this, it's currently 10 chapters long, with just over 40,000 words, which adds up to 110 pages when printed physically. And it's not even finished yet. And looking at some other stats on Archive of Our Own, or AO3, the place where this fic, along with over 6 million other works of writing are hosted, we can see that Heat Waves has been viewed over 1 million times, and that it's been given over 70,000 kudos, which basically means over 70,000 likes. Here's a fun fact, Heat Waves has the second most kudos out of any fic on AO3. People like it, if you haven't guessed. But let's talk about what actually happens in the story. It begins lightheartedly with Dream, George, and mutual friend Sapnap, who is another Minecraft YouTuber, you can just assume that for every unknown name, streaming together, doing fun Minecraft things like chess and flirting. Unfortunately for Dream, he lives in Florida, which is scary enough, but it's made even worse by the high temperatures, or the heat wave, going on, which his broken air conditioning only accentuates. This uncomfortable state of mind leads Dream to have a nightmare, which is common for him, except for the fact that most of the time, the only other person accompanying him is a bloodied version of himself. This time, though, it's a different boy. Surprise, it's George, which leads Dream to finally confront his feelings for him within this dreamscape. The two eventually kiss, which acts as the catalyst for the gay panic that permeates throughout the entire rest of the story. As Dream admits his nightmare to the real George, George reveals that he's had his own homoerotic dreams as well, and the sort of flirty back and forth between the two begins, featuring some of the favorite lines amongst fans, as the two slowly start to accept their feelings for each other. But then George takes a vacation with his family in a firm with no internet, cutting Dream off from the person that he needs the most. Dream attempts to continue streaming and makes calls to friends and family, but nothing is able to fill the ache in his heart as his mental headspace starts to implode within itself. It reaches a boiling point in Chapter 8, simply titled You, as Dream drafts a very long message to George explaining everything that's going on inside of his head. He never means to actually send it, but he gets startled when George texts him back once he finally gets back home, and he drops his phone And by the grace of plot convenience, he somehow sends the message through. The two gamer boys talk everything out, and near the end of the most recent chapter, George explains to Dream how he doesn't want to completely deny the possibility of ever committing to something truly romantic, but instead wants to leave it all at a not yet. And now we're caught up. That covers chapters 1 through 10, and there are 2 more chapters planned, but personally I don't think that much is going to happen, considering that it seems we've already hit a point of resolution. There is a sequel planned, though, called Helium, which is another title ripped from the fittingly named Dreamland album, once again by Glass Animals. There might even be an entire series. But, you know, this is something about heat waves, not something about the periodic table, so let's carry on. Here's the thing, heat waves is a genuinely great piece of writing, and I am not trying to say that it's anything but. I relate to some of the dynamics shown off here, and I even got emotional reading some parts for the first time. It's just, why does it have to be about real people? There is also a conversation to be had about the fact that Dreamland is a very personal album about experiences that the band members of Glass Animals had to go through, and now it's just being adapted into inspiration for Minecraft YouTuber fanfiction. But more importantly, we need to talk about the concept of IRL shipping. Now, as I say that, some of my viewers may have recoiled, cringing at the immediate associations that they have with the concept, while some others may have gotten their interests piqued, excited to see where I go with this. For all of the normal people who had no reaction because they don't know what that means, you know how I said at the beginning that shipping is just sort of appreciating the dynamic between fictional characters so much that you like to entertain the hypothetical of them being in a relationship? Surprise, they don't have to be fictional. And this is not a new concept by any means. Some other prime examples include Septiplier, made up of Jacksepticeye and Merkiplier, Fan, made up of Phil Lester and Dan Howell. And if we want to relate this back to Minecraft, there's also Skylocks, made up of older Minecraft YouTubers, Sky Does Minecraft and Deadlocks. And it's not just YouTubers, there's also such fun ones as Larry, awful name by the way, made up of Louis Tomlinson and Harry Styles of One Direction fame. It seems there's really just one type of fanbase that loves to indulge in this type of shipping behavior, and currently they have their eyes set on these Minecraft YouTubers. A lot of people don't like IRL shipping because most of the time fanbases that do this sort of thing end up ruining what was simply a nice friendship between the shippies, if I may. And above all else, I and many other people think that it's simply a weird and uncomfortable thing to do with real people. But hey, who am I to declare myself as an authority? I'm only making a video essay about it. What's interesting about this current iteration of the ship, though, is that the content creators being shipped, like Dream and George, are completely okay with it, even endorsing it and playing into it all. So the fans of the ship, the DNFers, say. I'll be honest, I don't watch these guys. They fill me with an inkling of dread every time that I see them on my timeline, and I'm not really sure why, but I also feel like figuring out why would somehow make it worse, so I just prefer not to engage. So I had to do my own research, and by that I mean post in the Dream Not Found subreddit, because of course there's going to be a subreddit asking for any actual proof that Dream and his boys gave the okay on it all. And 3 members of the LGBTQ community responded, one of them being a moderator of the subreddit, Big Deal, suggesting streams for me to watch and tweets for me to look at. And I was excited, but then I realized that the thing that they told me to watch was like 2.5 hours long, and I did not want to waste that much time, so I skimmed, but I think I still got the main message. Dream is completely fine with his gay fans liking to think that him and George are gay, if that is a source for comfort for them, and he also finds some of the fanfiction funny, in a whoa haha that's me and my friend and we're kissing now I guess sort of way. But I can get that, it's just, what about the worst stuff? You know, stuff that might not necessarily be a source of comfort, but instead things that delve into the nightmarish realm of sexual gratification. You know, stuff that might not be safe for work, you know? Well, does stuff like that even exist? Should I check? I think I might be making a bad choice. Creating art like this of real people is obviously bad, but is it just as bad to actively search for it? To make others aware of these suspiciously stained corners of the internet? I don't feel qualified to answer that, but God, I hope not.
God, this is so awful. Please don't draw this. They are real people. This is disgusting. Get a life.
Tired of idiots shaming the artist because these are real people who consented to fanfiction, including NSFW work. But y'all don't actually like to see if you're correct when shaming, you just want to shame.
Does anyone want to roleplay this?
Gosh, why? Like, those are the type who don't see the sunlight. Dream is not gay, you morons!
I don't see where's the problem with the fact that they are real peoples.
We are just shipping their personas, and there's nothing wrong with that. Besides, if you ship two of your friends because they're dating or something, they're real people too.
Well, it's out of their Minecraft characters that they use, not their actual faces. I understand you may feel uncomfortable that your favorite Minecraft YouTuber is being drawn in this way, but it's just the Minecraft skin that represents them.
Oh god, I hate how good of a point that is. What is the definition of a real person? Hear me out here. What if I don't have to feel bad about liking heat waves, if I can just perform some mental gymnastics in my head that disqualify this fic from actually being a product of IRL shipping? Because you know, that art from before was technically just an interpretation of a persona loosely based on a real person, not the actual person. It was just their Minecraft skin. What if that's somehow the same with heat waves? You know, what if it takes place inside of the Dream SMP? Because there's an entire roleplay storyline going on there that I do not understand at all, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is that everyone is playing fictional characters, where the only similarity between the actor and the character that they're playing as is just their name. So if this is just the characters, then it's not the real people, and I don't have to feel bad anymore. And, you know, maybe this all takes place inside of a dream. Because there are already some parts of heat waves that definitively take place inside of a dreamland. Haha. What if there's some way I could pull a game theory and just put this entire thing into the realm of the sleeping? I almost thought I reached the light at the end of the tunnel there, asking myself those questions for the first time. But then I remembered that the majority of heat waves takes place outside of a stream, and outside of the possibility that it's actually just a fictional Minecraft YouTuber getting flustered over a picture of another fictional Minecraft YouTuber's jaw. And when I tried to search heat waves for any dictation on whether or not scenes took place inside of dreams, I realized it would be much more difficult than I thought it would be, considering Dream is the name of the main character. But I couldn't give up there, so I did some more research, this time meaning looking at some of the other fics written by the same author. Dakota's first ever fic, at least on the TBH Your Lame profile, was a Harry Potter thing, which I know just as little about, but their most recent fic was a Secret Santa gift, which made me realize that there are friend groups out there in the wild giving each other smut of Minecraft YouTubers as Christmas presents. That's not related, I just love the implications of that. But this here is what I was looking for. My sun, my moon, my star. What's special about this fic is that it takes place within an alternate universe. Apparently they're cryptids now, George is from a different reality, Wilbur is a time traveler, whatever. The specifics don't matter. What matters is that this is in an alternate universe. This is the key. I guess you could argue that the entire point of alternate universes is that things that are fictional in our universe may be reality in another, but that doesn't matter. If it's not in our universe, it doesn't count. That's the rule. But how does this fictionalize heat waves? Well, here's the idea. Let's define an alternate universe as simply a universe that has something that differentiates itself from the one that we're currently in. Okay? Of course this could mean stuff like cryptids, but it could also mean impossibly minuscule things, like maybe there's an AU where I'm blonde, where I'm short, where I go to therapy. You get it. There might even be an AU where Corpse Husband has an actual appeal besides sexy, flirty, creepypasta man with a deep voice. Well, let's not get too crazy. Let's get back to heat waves. No matter how much people really wish it was, it's not recounting true events. So what if, because of the way that Dream and George are being manipulated into just slightly different people for the sake of the story, it fictionalizes them? The author's obviously going to keep the foundation that fans know and love, but they have to change some things about them just for the sake of the plot line. The most obvious changes being making these dudes gay as hell, but also smaller things, like all of the new calls that they have, and the new dynamics that appear once you include all of the sexting. This gets into a sort of Ship of Theseus debate, like how much can you change about a person in writing before they're less the actual person, and instead an original character simply based on that person. And if there is a cutoff point, where is it? Where do you draw the line in the sand? Personally, I think the line would go just after lying about someone, because when you lie, it's implied that there's still this genuine, complete human being that you're changing something about, falsely, of course. And you could lie about Dream and George, saying that they're actually together, going wild in a hotel bedroom or something. And, I mean, they lie about themselves every day when they say that they love each and every single one of their fans individually, considering that that's physically impossible. But I don't think you could call Heatwaves just an elaborate lie. There's too much changed, too many new conversations had to call it that. And, you know, there's even more reason to argue that my OC loosely based on YouTuber theory is true, considering Dream is barely ever referred to by his real name in Heatwaves. The only people who call him Clay are the YouTubers that are already supposed to know him on a more personal level. It's even explicitly shown in the tags, which... OPF. What does that stand for? Real person fiction. Dakota put this in the tags of Heatwaves. She's already aware that everything is going to be fictionalized slightly. What I've been saying doesn't change anything. I think I've come to my last straws. I've been grasping at them for a while, and you may think that my supply has already ran out considering how much I've been reaching, but no. I've saved this one for last. What if fics like Heatwaves, and really any fanfiction that involves YouTubers, don't actually involve real people? Because the people who write the fics, and the people who enjoy them, aren't treating the YouTubers as real people. I think I have to talk about stans. Just that word itself is incredibly divisive amongst the general YouTube community. If you ask anyone who's an anti, they're probably going to tell you that the word comes from the Eminem song about an especially obsessed fan, or that the word is a combination of the words stalker and fan. If you ask anyone in the MCYT community though, they're probably just going to show you Dream's tweet, in which he defines the concept as a group of people trying to meet other people with similar interests while blah blah blah, you get it. Of course he's gonna have a positive opinion. They're his income. Here's my take. I rarely see anyone unironically label themselves as a genuine stan of anything, but I instead see people take every problematic behavior that they see from any fan of anything and project it onto this hypothetical stan person, creating an image in their mind of this objectively terrible human being, and then thinking of that every time anyone expresses any interest in a famous person. I don't think anyone actually fits the stan mold though, but they instead get labeled that by people who are already biased against them after they do anything that would indicate that they're a fan. Like, oh, your profile picture is of a lazily drawn stick figure on top of a green background? Dream stans spotted. The thing I want to be sure to specify though is that this doesn't disqualify anyone from still committing some atrocities but not others. And that is especially true when it comes to the objectification and idolization of YouTubers. I'm honestly not sure if either of those words fit what I'm about to say. I just really wanted to fit in the buzzword somewhere. Dream and his team, they're just dudes, you know? Most are just your average football-enjoying cis-het white men. Heatwaves more like hetwaves. You don't know the guys just from what they show you on stream, and I know that everyone has probably heard the, oh, people act different in real life and off camera thing, but it's not like repetition makes the point any less true. The thing is though, some people need an entire real person to connect with, so they take what they see online and just fill in the blanks from there. Only using what's actually there as a template. And from that point on, the YouTuber has progressed from the confines of a human being and has turned into an object of admiration that the fans can do anything with. They will cherry pick specific clips that support their cute concepts and make all of these jokes about who this person could be, what kind of relationships that this person could have with their other favorite white boys, but never only stick to what they actually know about the person. It's like all of these YouTubers are statues, and all of the fans are just etching their gay little headcanons into the base of the person. They're like the Greek sculptor Pygmalion if he was a gay, mentally ill teenager. And to play Cryptid's advocate, I guess it makes sense why they do this, because if they only stuck to what they knew, then it wouldn't be enough. And even if they did have some common knowledge, it might not even be true, because these days it seems like everyone is enacting some sort of persona or playing some sort of character the entire time. Still though, with Dream being in full support of this sort of behavior, it's not like it's going to stop anytime soon. And even if he didn't publicly support anything, you know that there are always going to be creeps that cross a line. That's the thing though, according to the fans, Dream has no lines, no boundaries at all. And honestly, I just don't get that. I cannot understand how you can just cope with the fact that there are strangers out there warping their idea of you to all sorts of extremes. I don't understand how you can just laugh off the fact that there are people out there writing sexual encounters involving you without your knowledge. I wouldn't want strangers drawing me naked. I wouldn't want people I don't know insisting that I'm something that I'm not. I knew I needed to give myself a break. So I went outside. You know, I touched some grass, I had some blue, I tried to relax. I even played some Hypixel, but nothing worked. And I asked myself, is all of this anger coming from a place of jealousy? And I answered myself, yes! Yes, it is! I have been making videos since 2010 and I barely have anything to show for it. Meanwhile, this dude plays Minecraft for 2 years and now he has a streaming. Am I just unlucky? Did I do something wrong? Should I have kept my face hidden? Did I not make enough videos about PewDiePie or YouTube drama? If I just put a big number followed by IQ and some of the titles of my videos, would people click on them? If I just put enough PNGs of me screaming in my thumbnails, would I have a golden play button by now? I'd even be content with silver. And I don't want this to seem like I've only ever done YouTube for the fame or the numbers or money or anything like that, but it would be fucking nice. I just want something to know that wasting all of this time was worth something. I just want to feel worth something. Oh wait, oh God. Okay, so obviously a creator needs to exist for people to start becoming fans of them and to start developing any sort of community. But what if at some point it starts to become the other way around? What if at some point the creator needs a fan base to propel them to higher and higher levels of popularity? And what if me, being so vehemently against the fan base behaviors like all of the shipping and everything else, what if that's me being the architect of my own mediocrity? What if this is all just the new normal? Just something that comes along with a job? If that's the case, then, and I know this will make me look really bad, but I will take back everything that I said. I will be okay with all of it. I'll even endorse it. I'll praise it and show it off every single chance that I get. I don't care if I have to constantly lie to the people who care about me the most. I don't care about the ramifications of selling out. I don't care about having morals or values. I just want likes. I just want to feel liked. Because you know, I have lots of fan art and it's all very nice and I thank everyone who's ever drawn me so very deeply, but respectfully, that's not enough. I want more. I want to be able to make an account dedicated to my fan art and have it gain over 200,000 followers. I want people to make edits of me. I want people to be unequivocally obsessed with everything that I do and say. I want my fans to make accounts where they post daily pictures of me, or accounts where they stalk my Spotify activity and post every single song that I listen to. I want my fans to base their entire social media presence out of me and my identity. I want to be labeled as someone's comfort person, and have people make comfort threads where they say that I meet the bare minimum requirements of being a good person, captioning pictures of me in my Minecraft skin. I want people to find me cute just because of my Minecraft skin. I want people to download my Minecraft skin and 3D model it to make it look like I'm twerking. I want people to make xenogenders out of me and their connection to my content. I want my name to become a pronoun. I want people to kin me. I want people to cosplay as the person that I act as in a roleplay. I want people to be so uncomfortably concerned with my sexuality and overall identity. And I want someone to write out a fanfiction shipping me and my friend. And I want the fans of that fanfiction to end up crashing the website that it's hosted on when it gets updated with a new chapter. And I want people to hypothesize about how big they think my dick is. And I want people to write or draw out their fantasies of me getting fucked by my YouTuber friends. And I might legally still be a minor, so it might technically be against the law, but God knows that has not stopped anyone in the past. What if I screw up? What if I do something or say something so deeply unforgivable that people won't immediately forget about it even after I tweet out an apology? Sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel is not a light. Sometimes it's a train, and I feel like I might get ran over if I'm not careful enough. The type of people who can and will praise every single one of your actions can just as easily start demeaning them. What if it gets so bad to the point where people start telling other people to not interact with them if they support me? I could stop possible friendships, possible love, possible friendship that eventually turns into love, all because two people didn't want to talk to each other because their first impressions were of their differing stances on me. And what if it gets to the point where my fan base becomes known for being so incessantly awful that people make entire Twitter accounts dedicated just to making fun of it? I don't know what I'd do. Well, to be fair, I won't even know what I need to do until I get the chance to do it. And maybe it just won't be bad. Maybe I'll be perfect, because I'm already better than some of the people who've already made it. You know, I've never sexually roleplayed with someone many years younger than me. I've never said slurs I can't reclaim. I'm not a felon. I think I have a nice personality. I'm funny. I'm white. I meet the bare minimum for these guys. I don't know why everybody doesn't love me yet. It's not fair. Maybe it's because I haven't engaged. You know, I haven't given anyone any reason to start doing this. I haven't explicitly consented to the opening of Pandora's box just yet. I think I finally know what I need to do first. Thank you, Kirkalicious110 for the bits. How's the latest chapter of an... Oh, wait, hold on. We've already reached our sub goal. I didn't even realize.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, yes. Ronnie, could you be quiet for a second?
Make me bitch.
I will, if you keep that up.
Oh no, not while we're streaming. Nah.
I think I'm just gonna mute you. How do I do that?
Well, nah, don't do that. No,
we got it. Now that everyone's here watching, I just want to get serious for a moment. I don't even know where to begin. Just, thank you. I've been doing this for a very long time. You know, it's nice to finally know that I've made it. It's nice to know that I finally have such an absolutely adoring community. And I know that some other streamers that you might watch will look at our relationship and like criticize it or find it weird or whatever, but honestly, I just think that they're jealous. You know, I've never seen anyone as just a number. I see all of you as your own positively adoring fans. It's like you're all my little kittens, you know? I pick you up, and you lick me, and we both love it, and we both gain something out of it. Me, obviously, more so, because it's not like I'm sending you guys money. But still, thank you so much. I love each and every single one of you, individually. I love you. Thank you. It's really working.